Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you, XLG, to be here with us. Now we are going to start with the press conference. We have some questions here in the room. Go ahead.
教练，就是很遗憾的，今天输掉了比赛嘛？你觉得队伍这场比赛存在的最大的问题是？
This question is over to Hoya. Sorry for the loss today. So what do you think is the biggest problem for this series?
Thank you for your question. I think the biggest issue is that this is our first match on the stage, especially on the international stage. So I can see my guys a little bit panicked, but it's okay. I think for the next match, it's going to be much better because we couldn't show our game today. So see you next match.
首先很感谢你的问题。我觉得可能今天对于这场比赛，我们最大的问题在于，这是我们的第一场比赛，在这个舞台上，也是我们的第一次国际比赛。所以对于可能我们的很多队员来说，会有一些紧张的状态出现。但是我也相信，在我们调整过后，会有个更好的状态。希望在下场比赛可以表现得更好。
我这边这个问题给到客户呢，就是想问一下，因为下一场
听不到。
下一场会不嘛？就想问一下，
耳机有问题，那个耳机我听不出。There's a problem with my headset. I cannot hear.
Oh, okay. They have a problem with the headset. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're clear. But
Okay.
Whoever was asking me the question, I couldn't really hear.
听到吗？
No?
不太听到。
Okay, maybe the microphone is not working. Can we change the microphone, please? Yeah.
Pause. 现在能听到吗？
很小声。
现在能听到吗？
可以。
那我大声一点。
好。
就是想问一下，下一场打极兔嘛，生死战，然后但是我们还是有机会的。你觉得队伍和自己有哪些地方需要调整？
感觉我们上场的那个状态，感觉我们就不像我们第一赛段的那个上台的气氛嘛，或者什么的。我感觉我们调整自己的心态最重要，然后就兴奋一点吧，因为拿到可以上到世界赛打比赛。
This question is over to Coconut. It's gonna be the do or die match against G2, but you still have the opportunity. So what do you think you need to adjust for both your team and yourself? And Coconut answer is, I feel like our form was not as good as we do in stage 1. We don't have the vibe at that time. And I think all we need to do is to adjust our mentality and to be more excited on the stage. You know, it's very hard to have the opportunity to play on such a big stage.
Thank you. Next question.
Hello, my name is Sierra Zobi, freelance esports commentator. The question goes over to the coach as well. It's very similar to the last question. You said you guys were just getting the dust off for the international stage, and now you have to go up against G2, the #1 seed from Americas. How do you feel about them as an opponent? Did you get to catch any of the PRX game? And what do you think about that upcoming match and opponent in particular?
I think since it's do or die match, this is what we get used to play before. It's like honestly, I think it's going to be way more better. I have this feeling because right now we have nothing to lose. We already show our worst game ever on the stage, and I hope we just adjust some things that we couldn't show today. And I wish it's different at XLG, and I wish you guys have a chance to see it. Thank you.
Yeah, small follow-up on that. I think Zekin in his post-match interview said that you guys play more standard actually compared to like Wolves compared to Bilibili since they had to go through the Chinese gauntlet. Do you view your play style that way, or how do you view it in particular?
I think sometimes we try to play more clean, and maybe sometimes it's not good for us, especially now because we play with a sub. Midi is a sub guy, and since he has a crucial role, also we have like some communication issue because he cannot speak English, and him and Rargay like literally cannot communicate, and it's just unlucky that this happened, but it's okay. We take it. This is not an excuse, and we'll see how it goes later.
Thank you. Happy birthday and good luck in your lower
Thank you.
bracket match.
好，那我们接下来给到线上媒体进行提问。第一个问题给到赛高。
这个问题提问到位外选手，那这是你们第一次站上国际舞台吗？那有没有和预想中不一样的地方？然后在赛前的准备上和心理上，觉得最大的难点是什么呢？
感觉肯定在世界赛舞台上面，感觉可能受关注度可能感觉会更多吧。然后确实大家压力都会比较大。然后在我们赛前的时候，其实也说过，就是把这个比赛可能当做就是正常的比赛，不要去想太多，去打就行了。但是确实我们今天也没有做到。
好的，谢谢，希望你们接下来比赛顺利。
This question is over to Viva, and this is your first global stage. And what do you think is the difference between the things that you expected before, and what do you think is the biggest difficulties before today's matchup, and when you prepared for that, especially for the mentality things? And Viva's answer was like, I feel like on the global stage, there were more eyes on us. Definitely, we have much more pressure than before. And before today's matchup, we just want to treat this match as some normal match we had before, but we didn't manage to do that.
Thank you. Next question goes to Rabia.
Hey everyone, this is Rabia from Esports Insider. My question goes to the coach. First of all, happy birthday. And also, you just mentioned the team was panicking on stage because it was their first matchup in front of the international audience. I want to ask you, as a coach, what kind of exercises would you focus on to help the team feel more comfortable on stage going forward, especially against the first seed from America's G2?
It's very simple. I just tell them it's do or die. You guys do or you die. That's it. There is not a big talk about that because we already can see that it's not us. It's not real XLG. And this is going to be maybe a last chance to show ourselves that we can beat good teams, international teams.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And best luck for the next game.
Thank you. Next question goes to Jeffrey.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
好，这里是萌鸟百科五 A 学院编辑组。这个问题来自于 XLG 哈尔滨线下观赛派对，也是他们旅途开始的地方。那么这个问题给到侯威尔教练。So this question is from the XLG watch party in Harbin, where their incredible journey starts. And this question is for 侯威尔。郝博雅，这个问题我已经问过 BLG 的 Bill 教练一遍，然后我也想听到你的回答。那么在这次多伦多大师赛使用的版本是太湖削弱之后的版本，而在第一赛段你们也经常使用太湖，你认为这个削弱是否会对队伍产生一个很大的影响？So Hawaii, I have already asked this question to Bill from Bilibili, and I will also like to hear your answer as well. So we know that Taeho was already nerfed in this patch for Masters Toronto, and you pick Toronto frequently in stage 1. So do you think this nerf has a very big impact on the team?
For us, I don't think it has a really big impact because Teja was here just for like whole stage and that's it. We used to play before, even with Teja better. But I think Breach nerf disturbed us a little bit more because no one could expect Breach nerf, especially like those 2 milliseconds, 0.2 milliseconds stun nerf. That actually makes difference. And like in total, like I would say Breach nerf is way more affected us than Teja nerf. Thank you.
我认为其实太湖的削弱对于我们整个的发挥和表现来说，并没有非常非常大的影响，因为我觉得可能对于很多版本来说，确实都会存在削弱的一个情况，而且包括现在可能对于一些时间上的把控，比如说这种0.2秒的一些区别来说，我觉得对我们影响不是很大，但是我觉得可能对于铁壁的削弱来说的话，对我们的影响会比太湖要更大一些。
好， 感谢，然后也祝你们接下来的比赛一切顺利。And thank you, and I wish you all the best on your upcoming matches.
Thank you. Next questions goes to Henry Boyle.
Hi there, it's Henrik, Independent. Of course, you guys are going to be facing G2 next. This question's for Hoya. And there are a lot of parallels with G2 that XLG hold going into this matchup. Obviously, in your debut year of Ascension, there were high expectations going into this year, and you were able to meet them by the end of stage 1 off of really great mechanics. I'd like to know if there's anything you've gotten to see from G2 in particular that you really admire and that you as a team would like to, aspire to reach going into your second year of franchising in VCT.
Yeah, obviously, G2 did much better than us because they become more consistent than what we do. I think difference between us and then G2 is like, I feel they have more skilled players because like they used to be in esports a little bit more than my team, but it's okay. We just need some time, and we'll try our best to be more consistent. Actually, I'm really happy that we're gonna face them because I think it's gonna be a real stress check for the Ascension teams. Even though I cannot count G2 as an Ascension team, I think they looks more like VCT team, not like Ascension team. With all respect, I like them. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next questions goes to Pedro.
Hello, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much on that. Pedro Romero, independent journalist. First off, thank you guys so much for giving us the opportunity to answer questions for this press conference. I'm going to send this question first and foremost to Havoya, the coach. I want to know from your point of view and your rationale as to like why you guys decided to go for Sunset, given that the map is still relatively new in this current meta, and obviously a few number of teams have already played this map in this competition. So what gave you the confidence? What did you see in the map that gave you the decision, or that made you go for the decision of using it against Sentinels today?
Thank you for the question. First of all, Sunset was one of our best map in the past with the previous roster. So I feel like in case that we had to change one player and we have a sub now, we had to adapt everything fast because we lost some time for trials. And this is something that we used to play before really well. And I feel like our structure on Sunset is fine, but we just choked today. And also we could see how Sentinels played before. So I think we were actually well prepared, but we couldn't show ourselves in the server. So that's it. Thank you.
Can I ask a follow-up?
Yes.
Again, to Havoya, you mentioned a little bit just now in the answer, and also a few instances earlier on in the press conferences about like having to put in media or include media into the team. Given that this is a new version of the roster, I want to know, more so going into the specific of like the integration or the transition from the previous rosters to this one. How have you viewed the process of just trying to fit him into the game plan? And on top of that, how difficult, if any, has it been for you guys and for you as the coach to make it all happen with so little time you guys have had at your disposal?
So this is actually the most hard part to implement someone who is not in the team from the start, because all the players are being taught different way, and I can see that when MIDI come, I feel like he didn't had much time spending with his coach, how he can play, how he has to play, and blah blah blah. So I think that was the most hardest part, the hardest part for us to implement him, because his role is crucial. He is like support to the team, initiator, and he has to drive the pack. But unfortunately, because of communication, he cannot. So we decided to make our game plan is way more simple, and hope we can focus on our individual plays, which we had lack of today. So thank you.
Thank you. Now, last questions goes to Miguel.
Hi, hello. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. I'm Miguel Soriano for Sons of KS in Latin America. This question would be for Coach Boy as well. In the past meta, it was kind of easy to set a direction because you had like you had a point decided with Tejo being the most crucial player, the most crucial agent to play back then. Right now, the meta looks like an open sea. And what would you say is the biggest challenge of the current state of Valorant, as in the strategy to follow?
I think there is nothing specific in this meta, because this meta used to be in the past, and it's very important to know how to default properly. It's very important to know how you guys can drag people around, like let's say you play attack, right? It's really important to know how to drag people around the map, and communication skill and individual plays really matters now. Comparing to Tejo meta, because with Tejo meta you had to play slow, wait for your cooldown, rockets, and blah blah blah, and just get better executes. So now it's like you just try to drag people around the map, then you try to find weak side and just entry. And yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Pedro, do you have another question? Or you have...
Yes, I do.
Okay, last question, please.
I'm gonna send this one over to Rarga. Obviously, like, this marks your first time appearing on the international stage. I mean, I want to know, just for you, how was the experience? Just to get the debut jitters out of the way. What was the experience? How have you viewed the crowd, the atmosphere, and just having to play with that? And how does that kind of differ from like competing in the domestic side?
Thank you for question. I think like international stage is very hard. I have like not shock. I have a big pressure to compete with it, but I'll try my best to fix this. I think that's it.
Thank you so much. XLG, thank you for being here, and good luck in your next match. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Um,
welcome to this press conference. Thank you, Sentinels, for being here, and congratulations for your victory. Now we are going to start with some questions in the room. Sierra, you got the first question.
Hi, Sierra, freelance esports commentator. My first question, super lighthearted, to Kaplan. Why wouldn't you let Hubert watch the match at first, and what changed for you to turn him around and finally let him start watching?
You know, I had the shield. You know, this hat's here to shield his eyes. That's one reason. I just want to make sure he only watches good things. He's been good to us, and I'm trying to make up for how I've treated him in the past by giving him a very happy life.
Amazing. And the next question on behalf of the Val comp subreddit community goes to Zelsis. Sweepa Bibi had some really heartful words for you the last Wolves press conference, talking about how you were really nice to him and helped him a lot on this event and going into his matches. Do you have any message for him and the rest of Wolves now that they are also in playoffs with you?
First of all, I'm glad he made playoffs. I love them. I think they deserve it for sure. And then next, you know, we just have to make sure we win and make sure they win too. And then, you know, we can play again and it'll be fun. So I think I'm very excited for that if it happens.
Thank you.
Next question.
Hey guys, Bodok here. I've got a question to Bang. What is like some of the biggest differences between Sentinels and 100 Thieves in terms of like a team environment, but also an organizational environment?
I mean, it's just there's such big differences. I think like the way we approach practice and like our main priorities in practice on what we want to improve on. I don't want to speak too much about it for their sake, but like, and for our sake, but it's just like completely different the way we approach the game and like what we value the most in prep for matches, in like just the weeks of practice, like in a normal season. It's just completely different outlooks on the game, to be honest. But like, I mean, players completely different. There's some. It's funny whenever I hear like the same things on, because I've been on multiple teams, and you just sometimes you hear the same phrases, the same like jokes and stuff like that on multiple teams. So I'll hear some of the things I say or these guys say, and I'll tell them that my teammates like 100 Thieves would say it, and it's usually pretty funny. And what is that? I mean, it's just honestly not. It's very different. It's like two teams are just so different. It's hard to just like compare them.
All right, thank you very much.
Next question.
Wagwan Sentinels.
Wagwan Shade.
Hey, my man. Nice to meet you guys. I'm Ravish. Ravish. Not gonna see where I'm from. But real quick, I want to ask a question to Zekin. Zach, have you had the Jollibee here? You like it? You don't like it straight up? It's bad for here?
No, I haven't had Jollibee here yet.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Is it good here? Is it better than?
It's pretty good.
Okay, I'll give it a try.
I mean, you should. But so, what'd you eat this morning to make you look this good, bro? What's going on?
I had a banana.
Just a banana?
Yeah. Banana and coffee.
Yeah. No milk in that coffee?
There was some milk.
Sugar?
What was it? 1 cream, 1 sugar? Something like that.
Nice. Thanks, Zach.
Thanks, man.
Hello, Gabriel Noda from AppTrigger. So my first question is to John QT. As the IGL, how has your playstyle and team strategies adapted with the new roster since the last Sentinels Masters win? And what are your hopes and expectations going into playoffs?
Thank you for the question. I mean, obviously, 2 new players and a new assistant coach. So, yeah, like kind of how Tens and Sassy wanted to play is very different from how Nerit and Bang wants to play. So I had to adapt to that and kind of get used to their tendencies and like make sure they're in the right spots to shine. So yeah, and overall, like we still have our core. I'm still working with Kaplan to kind of just adapt to the meta and like strategize and have the right game plan and stuff like that. So I mean, the transition was very easy. As you can see, like we're doing great. And yeah, obviously the goal for Toronto is to win it. Very happy with the win. We're in a good spot and looking forward to PRX.
And my next question is to anyone who would answer, but I have a quote from G2 because early in the press conference, we talked to them and they talked about Sentinels. And I want your guys' reaction, and anyone can answer this. So I asked them who they expected to see the losers bracket next, and they said, and G2 Valen said, give me SEN, just let me eliminate them and I'll be happy. What are your thoughts on that comment?
I'll take it. I think G2 are very good, and I hope that they have a great rest of the tournament.
What do you think, Celsius?
I think G2 are horrible, and the fact that they lost to Paper X is embarrassing, and I think they need to be eliminated from the tournament. I don't even think they should be allowed to play their elimination game. Just send them home.
Thanks so much, guys. Hi, guys. Congrats. Commend here. I just wanted to ask, sorry, I'm going to mention G2 again. They beat you in the final of the Americas stage, right? That was a sad day for you guys. But with hindsight, you know, they came in cold, lost today. You guys had a few matches, less pressure on those, and you came in warm and dominated this game. Are you not glad that you lost that match, obviously, but do you think it was good that you had those matches to warm up?
I still can't get behind saying I'd rather be not first seed. I still think, especially when they changed the meta a lot with the tail nerfs, having that extra time to prepare is big. Yeah, and I think that is an advantage, but it definitely helps. And in G2's case, when you're a little bit nervous or shaky on a stage or just unfamiliar, I think Paper X are probably a really hard opponent with their playstyle to play in that situation. So feel for them. That was a bit of a tough spot to be in.
Great, thank you.
But I'm glad they lost, just to be clear. Yay. Yay.
All right. I have two more questions. One, anybody on the team can answer, which is kind of on that topic of your next opponent being PRX. Last time you met was in your lower run, right, in Masters Madrid, where you beat them and then went on to win the event. How do you feel about their current form, especially their match against G2? And what do you think of the difference is with the addition of Patman?
They look great. I think the addition of Patman has stabilized them a little bit. I think they're a little less crazy than they used to be. You know, they're still the same old good Paper X. You're going to get a lot of fun gameplay, but I think there's a little bit more control in what they want to do and a little bit more intent behind everything. But they look really good.
Amazing. And then the second question is also from the ValoComp subreddit community. First off, they said congratulations on moving up to the upper finals or semifinals. You played all the China teams to get here and familiarized yourselves with the China's playstyle as a region. What were some of the key similarities and differences between playing against these teams? What aspects of their playing style between Wolves, BLG, and XLG challenged you the most while playing the game? Anyone can answer, but maybe John QT as an IGL could be a good perspective.
Yeah, definitely playing Wolves and BLG prepared us well to play against XLG. At the end of the day, it's the same region and they kind of have the same play style where they're like very aggressive and individualistic. I feel like out of the three, Wolves was more structured, in my opinion. I think XLG kind of had some nerves, and it was kind of their first time to play international, and they didn't play the group stage, so it was definitely difficult for them. But at the end of the day, like, it's really easy to like watch, even if you don't play a Chinese team before, it's really easy to watch a VOD and kind of like familiarize yourself with what kind of fights they want to take and what kind of like game plan they come up with. And yeah, we made sure to like prep well and obviously worked out well.
Perfect. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hi, guys. This is Jacob from Esports.com. You guys have now defeated your third opponent from the Chinese region. My question is, how do you think the Sentinels team would perform against the reigning champs EDG and their fearless leader, Kang?
I want the final boss, Kang.
Thank you. Now we have two questions from fans here in the room.
Hi. Oh, there we go. Hi, my name's Blue. I wanted to know if there's a specific team that you guys really want to play while you're here, or if you're just kind of down for whatever comes up.
Anything. I just want to play more Valorant.
I mean, I hope we play all regions, to be honest, and just have like defeat each team in every region, hopefully. So like definitely APAC is next, then EMEA and Americas. But I don't know if G2 is going to make it, so we'll see.
Thank you. We have another question.
This question's for Zelsis. Do you think you sold more bundles this year or last year? Or you think you're slacking this year?
Last year for sure. Bro, I had 10s last year. I didn't even have to sell the bundle. And he aced his first round back in the international stage. He made my life easy.
Thank you so much. Now we are going to take some questions on the call. Rabia, you go first.
Thank you so much. Congratulations, everyone, on the win. My question goes to Zelsis. You said the fact that G2 lost to PRX, they should not even be allowed to play an elimination match. Can we see a clean 2-0 from you guys against PRX then?
Hey, I just did it for the banter, okay? I do mean it, but I did it for the banter. We could get OT'd by PaperX as well. I'm not stepping on no toes, okay? PaperX shows up and they decide they want to be King Kong of Valorant. So I need to, I'm going the humble route. We just need to make sure we show up and it should be a fun series.
Perfect. Best of luck. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question goes to Arnab.
Hey guys, Arnab here. My question is for Cap. Hi Cap, how are you doing? First of all, congrats on the win. My question would be, a lot of talks have been about the new meta without Teho, but personally I think that this is the meta which was before Teho, including Vice. How much time do you think the teams had to adapt, and how much familiarity you guys had coming to the tournament and preparing yourselves?
Yeah, I think for the most part in this game, the maps dictate how the game plays more than the agents. I think there's exceptions to that, like Teho and Chamber, where they come in and they're incredibly strong and they shake things up a lot. So it's definitely, I'm having a lot of fun right now because I feel like there's a lot of options on what you can do. Vise is strong and we get to see what she looks like without Teho around, but you don't have to play her. I think it sounds like a lot of work to switch off Teho on a lot of maps, but because of what I'm saying, I don't think it's been too bad. And I think so far you're seeing a lot of teams playing comps and ways that they played before the Teho meta, like instead of just some other brand new thing. And I think I like it. I think it's made the tournament a little bit more. I mean, I just enjoy it. I feel like the games are tighter and it's not like huge curveballs left and right because of it.
Thank you guys and best of luck against PRX.
Thank you. Next question goes to Pedro.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, perfect. Thank you guys so much. First off, as everybody else has been saying, congrats on the victory to Deviant moving on to the next round of playoffs. Oh, by the way, Pedro Romero, independent journalist. I'm going to send this question over to Kaplan. Golden Boy asked Zeus the question about comparing like the three opponents you guys have had so far in this competition, all of them being from China. So I'm going to do the good old fashioned copy and paste, but more so like in a different kind of direction. I want to ask you as the coach in terms of specifics, what has been the biggest differences that you've seen in terms of like preparing and facing against these three Chinese teams? What has been the biggest thing that stood out to you as the coach, and how have you helped the team kind of move around or navigate through such game plans of those opponents?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I think John answered it really well earlier. I think a couple of years ago, China was seen as a very kind of scrappy region with a lot of wild play. And from my experience with Bilibili and Wolves this tournament, they've been really structured and I've been really impressed with them. And I feel like the region's grown a lot strategically. I agree with John that the Shilai Gaming were more individualistic and scrappy. And I think part of that's nerves, and also just from watching them back, they tended to, it looks like from VODs, they like to play a little bit more, kind of like throw you off your game, do more gimmick strategies, just catch you out. And yeah, in terms of preparing, I think it's been mostly focusing on ourselves. I think everyone's done a good job stepping up. And I also want to shout out Gunter, where like it's hard to find the time and justify the time to go back and watch very old VODs from a team and try to guess on how they're gonna, how they're gonna look based on how they looked before Teho. But he really took the extra time to do that, for example, with Lotus, and it makes us familiar, even though the comp looks new when you just look at the past few months of them playing.
Thanks. Next question will go to Harry.
Thanks. Hey guys, Tenrek, independent. Congrats on the win. This question's mainly for John, but Nareed's free to answer as well if he'd like. It's a bit of a piggyback off of Arnab's question about, the changes with Teho to the meta in general. Obviously, the initiator role took the biggest hit on that, and whether it's comfort or not, Sentinels have made notably unique choices when it comes to initiators on some maps. You guys are the only ones who have played Fade on Sunset. You guys are the only ones who have played both Breach and Sky on Split as well. When it comes to clearing, especially where Yoru has been so prevalent in getting in early for fights, and lurking has also been so prevalent in hero moments for rounds. How has the information game changed or sort of reverted, I guess, with Tejo's absence here in Masters Toronto?
I feel like Tejo is definitely overtuned. A lot of people talk about the missiles, but I feel like his drone was really broken. Covered like the most space, and it was really hard to break. And I feel like it made the game very easy. And now it's way more complicated, and you have to have a better understanding overall, and make sure you're smart with your util. So for us, like regarding Fade or Sky, we just felt like that's a good fit for the map. And like me and Marshall are pretty flexible. We can play any initiators. So the goal is to have a proper comp with the proper strategy, and that's why we chose those.
Thanks so much. Best of luck in your next match.
Thanks. Next question goes to Miguel.
Hi, Miguel Soriano from Sounds of Chaos in Latin America. Congrats on the win, guys. My question would be for Celsius. There's a bunch of people that always like to discard Sentinels on an international stage competition. We know a bunch of that. But MIBR not being MIBR this tournament, and G2 falling to Paper Rex, and you guys being the most consistent of a region in Americas, what would be a message that you would give to the people that always having this faith in you that you can make it?
I mean, it feels great. Like people that believe in us, whether it's good or bad, sometimes the best ones are the most mean ones, but it's fine. It's how life is. But I mean, to all the people who believe in us, we really appreciate it. We do notice it, and I don't have much more to say than that. I think every org or every team has their like diehard fans, but obviously I think Sentinels fans go way and above beyond, and we love it. We appreciate it. Thank you guys. Shout out you guys out there watching us right now. Appreciate it. Hello. Sen City is one of the best fan bases I've ever seen, especially being a part of it. It's a very, very humbling, very wholesome thing, I guess. And yeah, that's about it.
Thank you.
Thanks. Now, last three questions. Arnam?
Hi again, Arnavio. This time my question is for Zelsis. I want to know, do you know that FNS has given a name to you? It's called Green Lantern. And he is on the PRX train. But I want to know from you, any words that you want to give to him?
Pooji, I love you, and thank you for naming me the Green Lantern. I know you called me Superman, but it's fine. I'll take Green Lantern. It works. But yeah, I love FNS. I know he's a Paper X fan, so I hope we can send them to the lowers and piss him off, because that'd be great. Because I can't play against him anymore. He's old and retired, so I have to take down the team he supports. And yeah.
Amazing, and best of luck.
Thank you.
And last question goes to Rabia.
Thank you so much. My question goes to Kaplan this time. It's not about the tournament, but the game itself. Riot announced a few days ago that they will be making changes to help players counter heavy util, such as Tejo nerf, and then there was a small adjustment made to Beach Stun as well. And there will be more coming in the future as well. I just want to ask, what are your thoughts on these changes? And is there any particular thing or any particular change that you'd like to see when it comes to, addressing the heavy util meta right now in the game?
Yeah, I can't really comment or say that I have the foresight to know whether the game would be better or worse. And there's so many angles you could look at that. If the game had less util, like less rechargeables, less anything like that, and I'm excited to see the game look like that. I just think it's a volatile type of change to make. I don't mind them so far, but they just have to be careful. I think that there's some really strong defensive agents in the game. Agents like Vise, agents like Yoru. It makes you have to clear a ton of space. It makes you have to pressure sites a lot before you can get in. So if the game's going to look different, they just have to be really careful to make a lot of changes. Otherwise, I think there would be ripple effects that would hurt the way the game's balanced, because it's been balanced about the amount of util it's had for a long time. So I have full faith in them, and I think it's exciting that they're gonna try to change things up.
Perfect. Thanks so much.
Okay. Thank you, Sentinels, for being here with us. Good luck in your next match. Thank you.
Thank you.